Hi, welcome to Tackett's House of Horsepower. I'm Sarah Tackett, and today I have my helper with me, Steve. We got a bunch of parts in, so we're going to see how far we can get today.
Oh God. Well, here's where we're at. Some of the parts have showed up. There's quite a few parts that were on back order. They have not arrived yet. I need to make a decision about this transmission. I was told it was a running transmission, came out of a truck, C10 with a big block and whatever, and it was running when he pulled it out, you know the deal. But so I don't know. I was thinking I'd pull the pan off it and determine how much clutch material is in the pan to see if it needs to be sent out and rebuilt. I don't know yet. So I got a torque converter, a 10-inch TCI, and a Turbo 400, but I don't know anything about it. So I'm not sure what we're doing with that yet. Should I just clean it up, pull the pan, maybe put a new gasket and filter and everything in it and throw it in and see what it does? I don't know. We got a bunch of parts over here. We got some shocks. We got some brake lines. We got a fuel line. We got some of the steering components we need to clean up and paint. Wow, it's bright. Sway bar, steering box and stuff. I didn't order a new steering box, so we're gonna clean that one up and see how bad it leaks before I go ahead and buy a new one. I got a set of headers in. My plan was to have all the steering and suspension and brake lines and fuel lines ran, and then I was gonna set the engine, possibly the transmission, there's Sarah, set the engine and transmission in here. And when we get the rear end back from the rear end shop, AZ differential, we could have this thing potentially sitting on all four wheels, engine, tranny, everything completely, all the chassis completely done. I don't know. So we're trying to get there. The body is still sitting in the backyard. I haven't sent it out yet. My paint and body guy's backed up. So, you know, this is just like running into brick walls, I think, sometimes. Just trying to get this thing together by September is gonna be tough. But we'll see what we can do for today. We do have some components we're gonna bolt in here. So here we go. All right, we got moral support out here. We're gonna turn Sarah loose on the shocks. She's gonna do that first. And then I guess I'll start cleaning and painting. So she's gonna pop those in right now. What are you doing?
Putting shocks in. Hi, Lips.
Oliver and Scout are helping or supervising.
My helpers. They're here for moral support.
What's cool is these shocks came from the Chevelle, the green one. So by building down and dirty, we're cleaning out the shed and the cupboard over there full of spare parts. Whenever I bought new parts for the green car, I just saved the old stuff. And so now we're recycling. That's what we're doing. We're good for the environment.
Recycle, reduce, reuse.
So every time I was like, babe, I need to buy this. I kept all the old parts and now we're reusing them. See?
I usually get the hand-me-down parts. Now, one of your vehicles gets hand-me-down parts.
So this vehicle's mine. You heard her. She said that.
I don't know. He sold me a truck, so
What are you working on now? What are you working on?
We're getting this in for the brake lines. And I have my entourage with me.
Make sure you don't cross-thread that. It's only brake lines, not like it's important or anything.
Not at all.
It only slows you down. Right where you dropped it.
Always wrong first.
All right, so brake lines are going on. Shocks are in there. Yeah, down in there somewhere. Now we're gonna start on brake lines and steering. Okay, so you got the brake lines on. Oliver's not impressed. I guess we can start on the sway bar. I got new bushings because the old ones were shot a little bit. And so we'll put the sway bar on next and see if there's any other parts we could put on right now. I got all the steering basically here except for the center link. The center link is on back order, so you can't really do much without the center link. So I might be coming to a grinding halt here real soon.
Well, now there's no paint.
Sarah's rebuilding the sway bar.
Always giving me the hard stuff.
I just realized I hadn't showed you guys the center lines on here. I got these caps off eBay, brand new. So, I mean, the tires are kind of old and dry rotted, but the caps are brand new. Look at that. She's gonna shine up nice. I should get these all polished. That'd be nice. All right, so next up, sway bar. So first thing I do is I put a little bit of grease on them. So when you stick this on, I don't want it to squeak, squeak, squeak. So put a little bit of grease on it, pop them on. There you go. This might be difficult with one person, but it's gonna go something like that. So you end up with something like this. Obviously I'll clean this up, all the excess off there, but yeah, you want it to be nice and smooth, not squeaky, and that's it. Get these mounts in. Now we'll do the end links, and sway bar will be in. All right, so next we start fishing this stuff through. Like this. Put that on there, I guess. One of those. And another one of these. And then another one of these. Sort of like that. And then try and fish that through there. And then another one of these. Make sure that your nipple is facing towards each other so it gets in there nice like that. Put another one of these on here. And then your nut. Oh, shoot.
I'll grab it.
Go ahead and just... Doesn't want to catch thread. There it goes. All right, there we go. We got a sway bar. Sway bar end links. Shocks are in there. Everything's tightened up. Center lines are looking good. So I think we're gonna go ahead and clean up. We got a party to get to, so I think that's gonna be it for today. I'll come back at you when I get some more parts. If you do spend enough money though, they do send you a hat. It's kind of a nice hat too.
Okay.
All right, day 2, we're back at it. Had a good time last night at the graduation party, but the work must continue, so here we go. I want to try and get this apart. I want to change out the pitman arm and get this all mounted up. So first step is we got to get this nut off of here. Hopefully it comes off easy. Let's try it. Then I rented one of these up here at O'Reilly's, and let's see if we get it off here. Stick it on here, this puller. Hopefully it comes right off. Let's see. That right off. Not bad for a cheap little O'Reilly's tool. All right, stick the new one back on. It's supposed to have a washer on it, but it don't. I just tightened it all the way up till I saw where the old line was from the old one. So that's all the way on. And we got a new pitman arm on there. Well, I'm an idiot. The new pitman arm did come with a new nut and washer. I just didn't see it. It was in the box. So I'll go ahead and throw these on. But so I'm going to reuse the old box, even though everything else has been replaced up here. Only because I'm just kind of crossing my fingers, hoping that it's okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up the pressure line, run the return line into a bucket, and then I'll run a couple quarts of power steering fluid through it when I go to fire it up, and try and flush it out, and then I'll hook the return line up after I've ran a couple quarts through it. So as long as it doesn't leak, maybe we'll be okay. But everything else has been replaced. Everything else is new. I've gone about as far as I can go today because I have the inner and outer tie rod ends. I have everything in the idler arm except for the center link. I'm missing the center link. It's on back order. I think it's coming this week. So hopefully I can get the rest of the steering put together then. But so for right now, I'm gonna tighten this up. And that's really all I can do up here in the front. All right, so one more thing I gotta do this weekend is I need to make a decision about this transmission. As you can see, it's a short nose 400, and the dude I bought it off of said that it came out of a running vehicle and it was fine, you know what I mean? But I don't know. So what I want to do is drop the pan and just look at the fluid and look at like how much clutch material is in there. I mean, maybe we can get a finger down in here. Oh, Yeah, it looks pretty clean. I don't know. So I want to drop the pan, and take a look at the insides and see if there's a lot of clutch material, or the fluid looked nice and pink. I don't know. We'll find out. So give me a second here. All right, I'm about to drop the pan and see what it looks like. I might just clean it up, put a new gasket on it, maybe put a deep pan on it. Because, you know, remember the goal of this car has to, I want it to drive long distances and stuff. And so I needed to, oh, it's coming. Do I have another bolt somewhere? So I was thinking about putting a deeper pan on it. Oh, I got another bolt. Figures. Put a deeper pan on it with a little more capacity, and I don't know. If it looks like there's a lot of junk in the pan, then I'm probably gonna have to have this thing rebuilt. This is probably the smart thing to do anyways, since I don't know anything about this tranny. So, I don't know. Here we go, moment of truth. If I don't spill it everywhere. That looks nice and red. I don't know. There's a lot of clutch material. Well, I guess it's not that bad. I've seen worse. I don't know. What do you guys think? The fluid is real nice and pink though. I don't know. Look at this fluid. I mean, it's really nice and pink. Let's flip it over. Let's try not to make a giant mess, but see what it looks like. I don't know, it's pretty clean in here. Look in here. I don't know, I might just throw a different pan on it, a deep pan, and stick it in and see what it does. I could. All right, well, because it looks so clean in here, I'm gonna go ahead and stick to my new B&M deep oil pan on here and stick it in the car and go ahead and send it and see what happens. If it runs good, great. If it doesn't, well, I'll pull it back out and see what happens. But I think we're gonna stick it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this filter. I gotta add an extension and go ahead and slap the pan on here. Step one is pull the filter out and look down in there and make sure you get that O-ring out. There's an O-ring in there, see it? Make sure you pull that out. You do not want to double O-ring this thing. That would be bad. Okay, next, you gotta put this little extension in. There's two O-rings you gotta stick in here. One on the outside, right there, and one goes in that little groove inside there. Put a little bit of transmission fluid on it so it slides in nice and easy. It's gonna go down in there, just like that. Ta-da! And then your filter is gonna go right back in there. Ta-da! There's your Extendo Go-Go Gadget filter extension. Next up, set your gasket on here and don't put any silicone or anything on it. Just set it on here dry. Transmission fluid and silicone don't get along with each other, so set that on there dry. Once you know the gasket's on there and lined up is pretty much as close as you can get it, double check, make sure your filter is all the way seated. That little guy's got to be all the way down flush. Then go ahead and set your pan on. And you can start setting the bolts in. I just get them all started. Don't tighten anything yet, just get them all in, get them all started. Make sure your gasket's staying in there, all the holes line up good. Everything is laying flat. So just don't tighten anything until you get all the bolts in. All right, once you get all the bolts in, I bring them all down equal till they just touch. And then I go around in a cross pattern and I tighten these until they come down snug, and then you start to see the cork gasket push out. If you start to see that cork gasket starting to push, stop, it's tight enough. And bounce back and forth until it's all down equal. And then that's it. Now, I don't know, I've heard that chrome, don't buy chrome, they leak, all that, but I don't know, it was cheap, and I like the drain plug, the magnetic drain plug, and it's supposed to hold an extra 2 quarts. So we're gonna give it a try. It was cheap, so hey, what do you want? And it came with a sticker, so you know, what else do you want? Okay, the last little touch is the dipstick, and it's got a locking one, which you're supposed to have, so kind of nice. Locking dipstick, get in there. Boom, ta-da. It will not focus on it for some reason, but yeah, I think it's gonna go ahead and go in the car. Got the converter right there. Like I said, the fluid in there, everything looked nice and pink. So yeah, there were some clutches in the pan. Most transmissions will have that after so many miles, but I don't know. We'll throw it in and see what it does. As long as it doesn't leak, I'll be pretty happy. If it shifts at least a couple of gears, that'd be great. So I don't know, we're gonna find out. All right, well, I think that's it for this episode. What is this, episode 7, 9,
6,
11, I don't know. I think we're gonna go ahead with the transmission. I think it's ready to go in. The engine's ready to go in. I'm just waiting on a few suspension parts and my electrolytes, and we'll be able to put all the steering on it and brake lines on it, and then we're gonna set the engine and tranny in it, put the headers in it, run the spark plug wires, the power steering hoses, the transmission lines. There's a lot of stuff I can still do before the body goes back on it, so it'll be basically a complete car. Oh, the rear end, yeah, still waiting on the rear end. It's getting a posi in gears right now, so bearings and seals, full rebuild. It'll be a complete chassis here real soon in the next episode or so, maybe, hopefully, possibly.
just waiting on parts.
Always something. So I don't know, we'll thank you for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, the bell thingy, I don't know, do something, hit a comment, I don't know, say hi, I don't know, share something, I don't know, we could talk about anything, I don't know. And thank you again for watching. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. See you next episode.